Hi everyone, Sue from Art, Craft and Journals. I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's keeping safe and keeping themselves busy by doing lots and lots of craft stuff, hopefully. I have noticed that there seems to be a lot more cooking things coming up in my feed in both Facebook and YouTube. So I'm assuming that means people are actually doing a lot more cooking as well. And I too am having to cook a lot more instead of usually doing the old takeaway. You know, there's places where we're a bit reluctant to get, you know, go to and whatever. So I'm actually having to cook more, which I really don't like, I've got to be honest. I'd rather be crafting. But anyway, right, today's video. I have, after doing the 100 tags not so long ago, I was chopping up all the different bits and pieces, and I was chopping up a tissue box. And this part of the tissue box, now this is the front or the top of the tissue box. Yeah, it is the top where you pull out the tissues. And as I was cutting it out, I thought, you know what, that would make a perfect window for something. And then I was looking at it, and I ended up cutting it sort of like this with a small spine, and I thought, you know, that would make a great little sort of notebooky type thing. So I thought, yep, that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to collage the cover. Even though I actually like the design of this tissue box, it's almost a shame to cover it because it is a really nice design, but I'm going to collage it anyway. And make it into a little booklet. So I'm going to put a signature in, just a small one, not too many pages. So what I've got out, I've got this acetate, which I'm going to cut to fit into the window. Now I also have, this is a collage, I guess, masterboard that I made. And if I can figure out how to upload it onto my Art Craft Journals Friends Facebook group, I will pop it up there as a freebie. I'm having trouble uploading some of the things at the moment, so I'm not sure what's going on. But this is the masterboard, and what I've done is I have scanned it and I have printed it, so I get this. So I can actually keep reusing it. And what I have done, I've actually, once I've printed it like this, I've actually added a few more pieces on it just to change it a little bit so it doesn't look like I'm using the same thing over and over again. So that's that hopefully will be a freebie for everyone. Now, and I'm thinking that's the cover, if it will fit. Hopefully it will. And I'm looking at this one thinking the inside of the cover, which this was tea-dyed actually, this one. And it really worked out brilliantly, I think. The design on it's really quite clear. So I was really happy with that. Okay, so getting started, I think the first job will be to cut a piece of acetate to fit that. Now, I have previously noticed that these little ridges, actually what I did think, wouldn't it be perfect if that just sat in like that? But of course, yeah, that's a perfect world. That's my big ruler, too big, a smaller one. And a blade. And I'm trying to take a little bit more care with blades these days after my recent accident with my finger, which is healing. It's almost gone now. Might just chop that bit off. Oh. Okay. Now, how wide does it need to be really? 3 inches at the most. Okay. So do you have to be careful when you're cutting this because it does slip a little bit, I've noticed. Over there. Alright, let's at least try to get it somewhat straight. Just let me have another double check. Yep, should fit. Yep. No, I might go a bit more. Just to be on the safe side. Alright. So That's going to fit like so. And I'll probably use, I think, actually I might, oh no, that's fine. No, I will actually trim it because I'll need to glue it down. So I prefer to glue to paper than to this. So we'll take off roughly 1 centimetre. See how that goes. Yeah, that's probably enough. Yep. It does not look straight at all. No, a little bit off to make it a little bit straighter. Okay. Now, double-sided tape. So I'm thinking I'll put it on the cardboard first. It's actually quiet around here at the moment. It's been a little difficult to film videos because not only are my stepson and partner home a lot at the moment, but everyone else around us is home too. So, you know, there seems to be more lawn mowers and more noise in general. There's more kids, you know, playing over the fence, and so there just seems to be more noise in general. So it's almost difficult to actually film without too much background noise. Okay, that looks good. You probably can't tell the difference, but there is definitely acetate there. Right, so now I'm going to cover the cover, where is the front? It does seem a shame to cover that, doesn't it? I do have another one of these tissue boxes, same design, so now I'm just hoping that this is enough. It's not big enough that way, but I'm just hoping. Yeah, it should do. That's good. But what you know what I should have done? I should have cut that out first before I stuck the acetate on. Okay. Alright. Let me think, how can we do this? I'm thinking, I wonder if I can actually find. Of course, I could go and find the other tissue box, but so first thing to remember, cut that out first. Okay, I should be able to see that there. Just set that out of the way a minute. Alright, pencil. Alright, pencil. Now, let's have a look. Actually, I'm tempted to actually take that off. No, I'm not going to. Alright, what I am tempted to do is go and get the other tissue box. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get the other tissue box. I'll be back. Okay, so this is what it was like to start with. And what I did was I just cut down the seam, the sort of fold here, carefully. Alright, and then what I did was I pulled off this bit here. Okay, and there we go. So what I might actually do is, yep, that should fit, but you never know. What I might do, I might actually make a template for that. Now I'm just thinking, I can just make out where it is here. So I'm thinking, wonder if I can do it without. We'll trace it. Because I need, alright, I'm going to have to, because of that being a jagged edge, I'm going to rule those, we'll join those like so. And the good thing about using a photocopy of the collage sheet is that if I do mess up totally, I can just start again. Alright, now I'm going to try and cut the corners. Okay, good. Nice. Let's just hope it fits properly. Okay, yep, I'm happy with that, actually. Those little bits that are jutting out, I'm not too fussed. I possibly could have trimmed them off, and I probably will next time. But, you know, I'll just use some distress ink on those. That looks fine. Okay, now I'm just checking whether it's all... Yep, I'm going to glue that down. I'm just thinking, what glue am I going to use? I might actually use a combination of glue and the double-sided tape. Just the double-sided tape on the edge. Just to make sure it glues along the edge. Ooh. Oh, I could have sewn it, couldn't I? Ooh, can she do it? This is what happens when you don't really pre-plan things. I just sort of saw the thing there and thought, oh, I want to do that today. And I thought, oh, I should do that as a video. Because it really, I think it's going to be a brilliant idea. Okay, tape's a little messed up, and then fine. So I'm going to glue it with the glue stick because I could sew around the edge. That would look nice, I think. Yep, okay. Paper. Trusty old baking paper. Good thing about the glue stick too is that you can move it around if you don't quite get it right. And I'm not fussed if some of these images and things on the collage page aren't the right way. Not too fussed about that at all. Okay, that's not too bad. A little bit more up this way. Hang on. Ugh. Maybe don't glue it all at once. Maybe start with the top and work your way down, I think. Which might work better than trying to glue it all at once. Which I'm sure you probably all sat there and went, oh, just put glue everywhere. That's just what I do. Okay, that's not too bad. Whoops, bit crease there, but now I need something to press it down with. What have I got? This little plastic thingamajiggy. Okay. Hopefully I just haven't got glue all over that, which it looks like I have, so I wonder if a bit of baby white, oh my goodness, things are falling down around me here because I've got stuff everywhere really. Okay, now I'll dry it. Okay, not too bad, a little bit oh, can be cleaned a little bit better later, I think. Okay, so, yep. Now I'm just going to trim off those spare edges. This one a little bit better. Okay. So, that's the front, and that's pretty quick, really. I might actually add something to that. I probably will. But I'm going to just do the front. Oh no, that wasn't the one. Where did I put it? This one. I'll do the inside, I should say. Now the question is, how am I going to do, what am I going to do in there? I think I should leave it open. So again, when I do it next time, I will know to actually cut both sides pieces first before I cover them. So just thinking, what did I do with that cardboard box? Oh, over here. Just wondering, actually, you know what, next time I'll keep the metal part that I pull out and I can use it as a template. Just looking to see if I can find the little piece I cut out, because I could use that as a template. Although I think it'd be easier not to. Okay, let me see. I'm going to take a chance and do it like this. I'm going to make a template though, because that will be so much easier next time I do it. And I probably will do another one because I really kind of like the idea of this. I'm not sure, but that one didn't seem to go very straight. You could cut this out with your scissors if you wanted to, the whole thing. But I like the straightness of the blade, well, when it goes straight anyway. I'm really hoping I've done this right. I've just had a horrible thought that I've done it back to front. Oh well, we learn. Trial and error, we learn. Yep, I have, haven't I? Oh no, I can do it that way. Oh, thank goodness for that. Okay. Alright, glue it down. I'm trying not to get the glue all over there. Oh, actually, this bit here, I'm thinking I might use the tape, because it may not stick. This is the most stickiest tape. It's sticky on the outside of it as well. I don't know why, but it's all sticky along there. It's horrible. Okay, now I might just pop another bit there. Ugh. Okay, now bit by bit this time. We'll start with the top. If I can get that off. Not actually sure if that's sticking. That's interesting. Not sure if it's actually sticking or not. Yeah. Alright, we'll do the top first. And we'll work our way down. Right, I think that worked better. Okay, we'll just trim that off. It's not perfect, a little bit off there, but I'm thinking I might be able to pop something there to hide that. Now I'll just do the trimming. Now I guess at this point you could also round your corners as well, which probably would look good actually, because that's rounded there. It would probably be a good idea to round the corners. Yeah, I might do that. Maybe that one. Right, let's have a look. Alright, I'm thinking I need to actually let it dry, because as I'm folding it, it's sort of puckering up a little bit. So I'm thinking I probably should let it dry. Then I will sew around the edges, I think. Yeah, I might just have to let that dry a little bit. Alright, we might let that dry, and I will come back in a little while. And while that's drying, I'll also find some papers to use as well. So I will be back. Okay, have sewn around that now. Not the best sewing job I've ever done. My machine, other thread kept snapping. I don't know why. Anyway, finally did that. So now, and I've also grabbed some papers. I've also grabbed my pocket of labels. These ones are the Love Junk Journals, Tracy Fox ones. So I'm planning on thinking I'll use one of those. I've also grabbed some flowers as well that I'm thinking what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one on the front like that. And then I'm thinking somehow this one is going to go inside so you can see through. But I'll worry about that in a moment. Okay, so papers, I'm thinking, actually probably that way will be fine. I was thinking they'd be too short, but I don't think they will. I think that'll be fine. It's just the size I need. What I've got, I'll just quickly go through them. This is just coffee dyed, this one. This one's tea dyed. You can just, I don't know if you can tell the difference between the camera, but there's a little bit of a difference. Tea dyed, and I've got some lined paper here. I think I've got a couple of those. So I'll cut those down. They're tea dyed as well. Another more plainer tea dyed. I've got, this was ripped out of some notebook. I've got some ledger paper. I've got some, and I might just zoom down a little bit. There we go. Just, this is a grid paper, but I don't know if you'll be able to see the grid. It's very, very fine, very, very tiny. And then I've got this one here. So, might just use one of the coffee dyed or tea dyed, work out the size I need. So, just move my board across. The cover's just over 19 centimetres. So I'm thinking 18 centimetres will give me, yeah, which will bring it just inside the row of stitching actually. So I'm thinking 18 centimetres across. So I'm thinking I might actually use my guillotine for this, and I'll probably speed this up so that it's not too boring, and hopefully I won't chop my hand off or something while I'm doing this. Now I'm just trying to lower the, there we go. And now that I can see, I've just noticed that's open, so we'll close that. Okay, so 18 centimetres, and I'm going to have to stand up. So that's 18 there. I don't know, sometimes I don't think this measures straight. Don't know. I'm sure that's not straight. I don't know. Alright, so that will be folded like so. So, and that will sit in like that. Yeah, I think that fits quite nicely actually. Okay, so 18 centimetres. What I might do with this one. Okay, half of 18 is 9. Neaten that up. All right, as you can see, I did sort of shop around things so that I was maximising the paper. Obviously I didn't want to use up or waste too much of the paper. Just make sure I get this the right way. Alright, now to sort of sort them out so that they're spread out a little bit. Look, you probably should use a bone folder to, you know, get these nice and straight and flat and so forth. Now, because it's not really a journal per se, it's more just a little notebook. I'm not going to decorate it really, and it is only for me. And I'm actually thinking it's going to go in my bag, my handbag, so that I've got some paper when I go out. Because I quite often find these days that I don't have any paper in my bag because I rely on my phone for a lot of things, but sometimes that can be a problem. So okay, so let me see, I've got where are they? Probably got the most of this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, now I need a fairly plain one for the front because I was going to put that rose on there, so we might do it this way. So just pop them together. Pretty much the same order, the plainer one, the lined one, and then the other one. So I'm thinking that might be nice in the centre, so I might need to mix it up a little bit in this case. I might just pop this one here, and that one there, and that one there. Okay. Now it looks like some of them are just slightly longer. Now if that worries you, of course you can trim it off. It doesn't really worry me, except that I'm thinking I might anyway, just because it's pretty close to the end of the thing. So I'm just going to simply do this. I'm going to try and level it first. Yep. Yep, that's a better fit actually. Alright, now it doesn't protrude too much. No, that's fine. Good, I like that. Okay, now I am going to bind it together, or put it together with, I've just got some, I don't know what you call it, twine. Hopefully this will work. I've got my awl here. I've got the needle threaded with the string, which wasn't easy. I've had to use a really big long needle, but hopefully that will work. Paper clips would be good. Just to hold it in place a little bit. Now, I do actually have a cradle, which I did get from WhichCraftDoYouDo, something like that. I'll put the link down below, although I'm not sure if she has them anymore. But obviously, I'm sure if she gets a few people requesting them, she will have them. So I'm just doing 3 holes in here. What I will do is go for the center point I'm just thinking I might do the cover first, because that will determine the rest of them. Okay, not sure if you can see that, so I'll just see if I can bring it up. Right, I've just done some pencil marks there like that. And I'll see if I can bring it back down again. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually just going to put a hole through the centre of that one. And one through the centre of this one. Oh, my oil's very sticky. Must have used it through some tape or something last time I used it. Great. And now these ones. What I will do is mark it in the centre. So, actually, you know what? I'm not even going to use the... Just make sure that you've got them really tight. Sometimes I find that it's hard getting them tight. What I'm going to do is do it by eye. So, let's see how I go with that. Maybe I should do it this way. Just to give myself... this is not working. That goes off. Look, there are simpler ways of doing it. And normally I don't have this much of a problem. Because usually I make a template and do it that way. But I thought I'd be a bit smart and try not to. Make sure I've gone all the way through. And it is incredibly difficult when your oil is full of glue. So I'm going to have to clean that before I put it away again. Okay, done. And you probably can't hear a word I've just said because I've got to learn to speak louder. Alright, now the top, that one. And I've got a right proper mess happening here. Okay, one thing I didn't count on was the thickness of the twine coming through. There we go. I'll go to the bottom. Must be a very thick point in the string. Yeah, right there. I'm going to take that off. Should make it a little bit easier. Now we might just pull it through a little bit more so we don't have such a long tail. Don't need it quite that long. That will do. Okay. Straight up to the top, through the top holes, and back through the middle, trying really hard not to split your string, and come up the other side. That's tight enough. Yep. Let's have a look. Yep, okay, I like that. So that's what that's going to look like. And that's just a nice size, I think, to fit into a bag or something. Okay, now what I was thinking with the flowers, and I really need to get a move on, I think. I will distress the edges of them, if I can find everything. Unfortunately, the desk is now a complete mess. There's stuff everywhere. And the video's probably ridiculously long. And as I usually do, though, I do try to speed them up. In the parts that I think that really you don't need it to, you know, go for too long. Cutting out, sticking down, that sort of a thing. I have a feeling I'm going to be chopping some of the leaves off. Oh, one thing I did do before I sewed around the edge was I did distress all the edges too. I wish I had done this bit, but once I glued the acetate down, too bad, too late. Okay, I'm thinking if I glue that there, the inside I'm going to put maybe on there and actually stick that down. Or maybe I could just leave it loose. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it loose. Okay, now the glue that I'm going to use, I think I might go with glue stick. Should be okay. Now just looking for a piece of deli paper. Try not to get too much on that area. Don't know how that will glue down. Okay, now I don't think it's going to worry me too much. What I could do is put something across there, of course, but I don't think it's be too much of a problem. Actually, what I will do, I've got some of these pieces here. I could pop that across there, just like for my name or something, or possibly a label. I'll have a look at the labels. Okay, so I was thinking this would sit in here somehow, like that, without that bit obviously, so that you can just see the roses peeping through. So I'm thinking I'm going to glue that down and then do some trimming. So that will be sitting like that, and when you close you get that. I think that looks great. Alright, while that's just drying, labels. What have we got? We've got some cut out, thank goodness. Okay, let's just have a look at what's cut out. Okay, I really like that one. Actually, that one would fit there. That could fit quite nicely there. It covers most of it, so I don't think that's an issue. Might use the tape to stick that down. I'll be glad when I've finished that tape. Really will. It's just a disaster. Okay, you can only see a tiny bit there. I don't think that's too much of a problem. So that's that and that. Now I would like a label, I'm thinking up the top. There's that one. Don't want the same one. That one's quite nice. Or that one. Don't mind that one. Actually, I think I like that one though. What else is cut? I really don't feel like cutting another one. There are a few more here. Ooh, look at this one. Oh, it looks more Christmassy though. It's got sort of little Christmas berries. So maybe not that one. There's an oval. Oh, hang on. Oh, I think I like this one. There's that one. Or, oh, that one. I think I actually might go for the oval to complement the rounded other bits, and I've just spotted another one. Too big. Yep, no, I'm going with this one. Not going to change my mind, but I am going to distress the edges. Not that they really need it, but oops. Okay. If I don't make up my mind, I'll be sitting here fiddle-faddling for ages. Alright, that's it. I'm done. Okay. I'll just bring you down a little bit so you can see the whole thing. There we go. And now you can see the whole mess as well. So that's that one. And that's what it looks like in there. And brilliant. I'm really happy with that. Yep, really pleased. And I do have, as I said, the other tissue box, and I do have this one as well, which was the reverse, and I put some tape over that so I could do a similar thing with this one as well. So I'm very happy with that. I hope it gave you some inspiration for using up your tissue boxes and making the most of the fact that it does have that window. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next time. Bye for now.